The orange, yellow, and brown leaves fall off the freckled aspen trees that surround me, along with the bull elk calling to find their future mate. My skin prickles up with the goosebumps because of the chilly breeze. Tribe, also known as the Ute Indians, packed their belongings to get ready to go to the Front Range. It was time to move because in the Front Range, the snowfall would not be as bad as it would be here. As the day closes, the howling moon comes in bright. I tuck my son into bed and say, "Good night, son. You'll need the rest for tomorrow." The next morning, I woke to see the sun peeping through my teepee. As the tribe came out, I sat around the campfire waiting. I spoke to my men and women and said, "Time to get a move on." The hike was to approximately be 301 miles long. The first mountainside we approached was called Mount Massive. I have chose this path because from past stories I have heard that the snowfall is not bad until dead winter. This path consisted of the canyons that led us to our destination to the east. We had gone restless miles, and I figured it was time to settle down and regain our energy. This was in fact a different route from last year. I was very good at trapping, so I decided that it would be best for the tribe to settle down and scavenge for the food that they could find. Next morning was a tragic one. We woke to a foot of fresh powder. We had to move fast, or else death would come upon us. I checked the trap to see if I caught anything, and nothing was to be caught, which made the situation worse than it already was. The only source of food found was the elk that we had originally brought with us, but was soon to be gone. I found to see of several of my men and women had caught a sickness from the cold. I offered some of my belongings to the one who had caught the sickness in order for them to be better. Before we left the canyon side, I went to everyone and told the ones who were bundled up to shrink into the smallest amount of clothing possible. I had seen people in my tribe before freeze to death because they sweated and let it cool, chilling them to the bone. The tribe and I said our prayer and set off to find our resting place. We were walking through the timber when I heard the sound of bad news approaching us. All I could say was duck and take cover. Of course I would have warned my tribe if I could have seen this coming sooner. I examined the dead bodies that were hidden under the aspen trees. Over half my tribe was lost from the avalanche. It was a terrible scene, but peace was soon to be found around the side of the mountain. We made the best burials that we could and said our goodbyes. Back on the hike we went. The sight was beautiful. No snow was to be seen on our resting grounds. More good news was to be found. The deer were everywhere. It was a rough trip, I tell ya. Not just for me, but for my tribe and everybody who came along with the trip. I, O'Ray, the Ute Indian chief, represented dedication to my tribe by leading them through the harshest conditions to grounds that we could settle on.